Hi, welcome to the EHR Usability Tutorials. Today we're going to be talking about user testing. User testing is another form of usability evaluation, and today we're going to be walking you through how to complete user testing both formatively as part of your iterative design process as well as summatively in terms of benchmarking or testing your product in its final state. The learning objectives of this tutorial are to understand how usability testing can be used to evaluate a system, to describe the quantitative and qualitative measures as part of usability testing in user testing, and to have you guys walk through and conduct user testing as part of the evaluation of a system. What is user testing? User testing is a wide range of methods used to evaluate a product as it's going to be used by representative end users. So the idea is to have people who are going to actually use your product complete typical tasks while you observe, listen, record, and watch their actions. So the idea is this is what the system's going to look like once it goes live, once it's out there in the wild, being used, being accessed and used to its fullest. This is trying to find out what does it look like when your real users effectively use your system. User experience is part of user testing, but it's not all of user testing. User experience is finding out how people feel about a product. It's collecting their perceptions and their responses about a system or anticipation of using a system. And it can be guided by, again, a number of procedures and tests. And here's an ISO standard at the bottom about how to get user experience and user feedback. User testing can also include things that are both the subjective impressions of your users as well as their performance measures. User testing goals, like heuristic evaluation, include trying to find usability problems. Specifically, this is looking at, now when you're looking at a system and not having experts who may be human factors experts or clinical experts who know the system really well, how do representative users function when they're using your system? Can they complete the tasks that they're supposed to? You can collect quantitative data on their performance to say how well or how efficiently do they complete those tasks. And you can collect, as we said, the user experience, the subjective satisfaction with the product. Do they like the look and feel of it? Do they feel comfortable using the product? Some of the test metrics that can be used here can target things like effectiveness. And effectiveness can be measured by things like task success or failure, meaning could you complete the task in an allotted amount of time? Could you complete the task with a limited amount of assistance? Could you complete the task all the way to the end without needing additional support? Additionally, effectiveness can be measured by things like errors. So maybe along the way for a successful task, you made a number of errors, but you could recover from them. Measuring the number of errors or where the errors occur can also be part of user testing. Efficiency is a measure of how long does it actually take to complete a task. So one of the things that might happen as you're moving through the design of a system, you may get feedback from your end users that the click count or the amount of data entry or the amount of screens that you have to walk through for a process is very, very high. So you may go through some redesign trying to reduce that amount of interactivity with the system, and that might be measured by things like time on task. It might be measured by the click count. It might be measured by the keystrokes. But these are all efficiency measures trying to gauge how long or how interactive does a system have to be to accomplish the work that you're trying to successfully achieve. Additionally, efficiency could be measured by learnability. So how hard is it to learn how to use a system? You can take the same sort of metrics about time on task or number of clicks and then look across multiple sessions to say, are they getting better at it? Can they use it more effectively, more efficiently? Have they figured out how to master this system? And as we said, of course, user experience is part of user testing. You want to know what people's subjective impression is. Would they recommend this to a friend? Would they use it again? Is this going to be something that's hard to get people to adopt, or are they going to readily use it?